So clearly, we've got a player and a coach now that have two completely separate belief sets. And look, Stephanie White was angry when she made those comments. So you can bet one thing, I'm going to be watching and paying attention to Sophie Cunningham's minutes. If she all of a sudden has a reduction in minutes playing, oh.
The WNBA has reportedly been dealing with growing internal tensions, and new claims have only added to the controversy. While public messaging has focused on unity, reports suggest disagreements behind the scenes have become increasingly visible. According to the narrative, a heated locker room dispute involving the Indiana Fever has sparked widespread discussion. At the center of the story are Sophie Cunningham, head coach Stephanie White, and Caitlin Clark. Reports claim emotions boiled over after a series of frustrating moments, with Clark allegedly voicing her frustration inside the arena. The situation gained even more attention as public figures and fans weighed in, turning what began as a team controversy into a national talking point. To understand how things reached this point, we have to look back at where it all began. Sophie Cunningham has built a reputation as one of the league's toughest competitors, never afraid to speak her mind on or off the court. While others stayed quiet, she openly shared her views on protecting women's sports and called for greater respect for the athletes who helped build the game. Her comments quickly went viral, sparking strong reactions across the basketball world and adding another layer to an already heated debate.
Sophie Cunningham says, the article says, you say she's a MAGA Barbie. As some corners of the internet have taken to calling her, projection, she says, because of what she looks like and where she's from. She'll weigh in on how to, quote, protect women's sports, she says, because she's in that world and feels qualified to speak to that world. Quote, I got a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans, and I'm like, I never once said that, she says. I think that I'm here to extend love, but I also think with that love is truth and being honest. And I want to protect young girls in the locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Now, prior to yesterday's game, the Indiana Fever media, they flooded Sophie Cunningham. Apologize, Sophie, apologize! How dare you! And then Sophie Cunningham says,
in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children.
The internet reacted almost instantly. Millions of fans voiced support for Cunningham, praising her for speaking openly and refusing to stay silent. As public support grew, reports suggested the atmosphere inside the Fever organization became increasingly tense. According to the narrative, team officials were unhappy that the story had grown beyond the league's usual public messaging. It was then that attention shifted to head coach Stephanie White. Rather than publicly backing Cunningham, reports claimed White chose to distance herself from the controversy. Sources further alleged that the disagreement went beyond words, with claims that Cunningham was being disciplined behind the scenes. Whether accurate or not, those reports quickly intensified the controversy and fueled even more debate throughout the basketball world.
Category, and so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah, do you see your advocacy on that, like taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs, I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really important to protect.
Do you think, I guess along the line, like that it goes against perhaps, some people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on us or be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view that sort of critique?
You know, like I said, I extend love, and I don't dislike anyone.
According to the narrative, the disagreement quickly escalated behind closed doors. Reports claim Sophie Cunningham faced possible disciplinary action, including suspension threats, reduced playing time, and even the possibility of being removed from future plans. Supporters viewed those reports as an attempt to discourage players from speaking publicly, while critics questioned whether the claims were accurate. The controversy quickly spread beyond the locker room, drawing national attention. According to the story, the situation took another dramatic turn because one key figure was reportedly unwilling to stay silent. That player was Caitlin Clark. As speculation grew, many believed Clark's loyalty to her teammate would make the dispute impossible for the organization to ignore.
When it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so...
Damn. Sophie, I said what I said. Whoa. You know they were hoping that Sophie Cunningham would apologize, would walk back all of her words that came out in that article. You were hoping. Sophie Cunningham played 7 minutes in the first half after doubling down on what she said. Folks, I don't remember Sophie Cunningham playing 7 minutes in the first half all season long in the game that she's played in. But then after that, you have the Indiana Fever putting out a statement. Our players are thoughtful adults with their own perspectives and voices, and those views are their own. We are committed to welcoming fans from every background and treating everyone with respect. And that's what guides us.
Before Coach White could reportedly move forward with any disciplinary action, the controversy grew far beyond a basketball world. According to the narrative, the debate gained national attention, with public figures and commentators weighing in on Sophie Cunningham's remarks. As support for Cunningham increased, the pressure on the Fever organization also intensified. Reports claimed the growing backlash weakened the team's position and made the situation far more difficult to contain. Instead of fading away, the story became even bigger, leaving Coach White and the front office facing widespread criticism. Whether or not every claim was accurate, the controversy had clearly expanded beyond sports, turning into a much larger public debate.
Quote, I said what I said, Cunningham told reporters. But rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines. I stand with them both. I have 2 daughters. They don't participate in sports, but if they did, that would be my position. And I think it's important to emphasize what Sophie Cunningham said a bit further. She said, I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children and that little girls who are also involved in that category. So I stand on what I said, and I will always believe that. She claims she's not a political person, but she does have morals and beliefs, and she will always stay true to them. When asked if her stance could negatively impact the trans community, Cunningham said she's not speaking out of hate. She doesn't dislike anyone. She says, quote, I think there is room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people. I'm there to love, but I'm also there to love biological women, and I think that there are rights that need to be protected. And like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for everyone. I can't applaud her enough.
According to the narrative, the Indiana Fever's PR team quickly tried to contain the growing controversy by releasing a public statement, but many believe the response came too late. By then, criticism had already spread across social media, and questions about the team's leadership were dominating the conversation. Reports suggested the coach's authority had been weakened and trust within the organization was under intense scrutiny. As the situation escalated, attention turned to Caitlin Clark. Throughout the season, Clark had reportedly endured hard fouls, constant criticism, and relentless media attention without responding publicly. However, supporters claimed the situation involving Sophie Cunningham became the breaking point. According to the story, Clark could no longer stay silent and was finally ready to confront the controversy head-on.
As a fan.
Sneakers on today. Before we start with questions, I just want to address what's going on with AT. I think first and foremost, it's to protect our players. We've got to continue to support our players in our league. We get to play a basketball game. And AT was exactly right. Like, we get to play a basketball game. And yes, that's going to come with criticism. Yes, that's going to come with fans and the love-hate relationship that they have with players and teams. That is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that are online doing this, do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league
is about inclusiveness.
Do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about competition.
Our league is about competition.
Our league is about elevating.
Our league is about elevating.
Elevating women.
Elevating women.
Elevating marginalized communities.
Elevating marginalized communities.
Including and being inclusive of all different walks of life.
Being inclusive of all different walks of life.
That is what our league has always been about from day one. That is what our league will continue to be about. And we will continue to compete at a high level, hold ourselves to a higher standard, continue to be on the forefront of social norms, and we will continue to support one another collectively as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff, everyone. We're about elevating. We are not about demeaning, demanding. We are not about continuing this narrative. And it's just absolutely.
According to Narrative, leaked audio from inside the locker room captured an intense confrontation between Caitlin Clark and the coaching staff. Witnesses reportedly claimed Clark challenged the coach directly, expressing frustration over what she believed was unfair treatment throughout the season. The exchange was described as emotional, with Clark allegedly defending Sophie Cunningham and questioning the team's handling of the situation. According to the story, she made it clear that she would stand by her teammate regardless of the consequences. The reports further suggested that the confrontation exposed deeper tensions within the organization and highlighted growing divisions between players and leadership. Whether every detail was accurate or not, the alleged exchange quickly became one of the most talked about stories surrounding the team, fueling widespread debate across the basketball world.
That was fired for sexual harassment. Brianna Turner made us all aware of that earlier this morning, late last night. Indiana Fever put out a statement about that. Quote, protecting our players and employees and maintaining a respectful, professional workplace is our top priority. Our policy is to take concerns seriously, investigate thoroughly, and act promptly when appropriate to protect the people in our organization and ensure everyone is treated with professionalism and respect. Fostering trust and safety in that process means we do not comment on personnel matters involving former employees. Now, I'm not sure what people were expecting the Indiana Fever to say. I guess they wanted names. They wanted allegations. Now, this is the thing. If we get a name on who allegedly was getting harassed, well, then the person who was doing the harassing now will feel inclined to speak up and give their side of the story. And the truth lies somewhere in the middle. There's one side, there's another side, and then there's the truth. So what Brianna Turner has done, she's opened up a whole can of worms. Because I'm seeing people speculate, oh, it was this person, oh, it was that person. Well, this person or that person comes forward and says, I was the one that got da-da-da-da-da, and these were and this is what happened to me, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, that person that did it will probably have to feel emboldened to protect their name. Interesting. The Indiana Fever responded quite quickly to the Sophie Cunningham. They responded within 24 hours to the Sophie Cunningham statement, and they responded within 12 hours to the Brianna Turner statement. Let me know your thoughts.
According to the Narrative, the Indiana Fever situation has grown far beyond ordinary basketball headlines. Reports describe a team facing intense internal pressure with ongoing debates about leadership, player relationships, and the future direction of the franchise. Supporters believe Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have stood together throughout the controversy, while critics continue to question how the organization has handled the situation. As speculation continues, many fans are asking what happens next. Will the Fever's front office address the concerns surrounding the coaching staff? Or will the reported tensions continue to affect the team moving forward? Whatever the outcome, the story has become one of the biggest talking points in the WNBA. Now it's your turn to join the discussion. Do you support Clark and Cunningham, or do you see the situation differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest WNBA news, updates, and breaking stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.